Test 2 review, questions 18, 19, 20, and 21. We've got a little formula that we know or have learned that y is equal to b to the x if and only if log base b of y equals x. So we're given a logarithmic equation. We're going to take that equation, we're going to write it in exponential form, and then we will solve the exponential equation doing two things. We're either going to write as the same base, take the log of each side, or whatever we need to do. So those are our two options. So first of all, we need to be able to take the log and write it in exponential form. So you'll want to go through and identify b, y, and x. So log of 1/4. The 1/4 is the b. This number inside here is y. And it would be equal to x, which we don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. I'm going to take those three values and write them in this exponential form. So y goes first, that would be 256 is equal to my base, which is 1/4, raised to the x power. So 1/4 raised to some power is going to equal 256. Now, I want to write with the same base, and I have this 4. I'm thinking 4 to what power gives me 256. So if you just calculate 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, 4 to the 4th is equal to 256. And you can that's just trial and error on your calculator to figure that out. But my 4 is in the denominator of a fraction, so I need that 4 to go up to the top. So what kind of exponent would flip the fraction or make the 4 move up? Well, that would be a negative exponent. So 256 equals, and 1/4, it'd have to be a negative x, and that negative would make this 4 and the 1 flip places. And then we know that 4 to the 4th power is 256, so 256 is equal to 1/4 raised to the negative 4 power. So you could take your calculator, go 1 divided by 4, raise it to the negative 4 power, and it will give you 256. So x will equal negative 4. Problem number 19, log base 6 of 216 equals, all right, log base b of y equals x, so we know this is x. 6 would be the b, and 216 is the y. That's our log, and we're going to write it in exponential form. So y goes first, that'd be 216 equals our base, which is 6, raised to the x power. So we're going to say 6 to what power gives us 216. And if you want, you can just take your calculator and go 6 times 6 is 36. And take 36 times 6, and that gives you 216. So we had to multiply 6 times 6 times 6 3 times. So we know that x is equal to 3. Question number 20 is the same idea. You have log base 2 of 1/32 equals x. We want to identify x, y, and b. Our base would be 2. Y is 1/32, and then x would be x. And we're just looking at this right here, log base b of y equals x. We're going to write it in exponential form. So we'll start with the y, which is 1/32, is equal to our base, which is 2, raised to some power of x. So 2 to some power is 1/32. Now, if you made this 2 to the x a fraction, what we want to do is flip the fraction. We want the 2 to go to the denominator and the 1 to go up to the numerator. So what kind of exponent would make it flip? Well, that is a negative exponent. So right now we know that x will be some negative value. So if we had a negative exponent, then we'd have 1/2 to the x power. Well, 2 to what power gives me 32? So just take your calculator, start multiplying. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. That's 5 times. So our answer for x would be negative, because we need it to flip, and then to the 5. So x is equal to negative 5. So if you took 2 to the negative 5 power, you will get 1/32. Question number 21. We have log base 5 of x equals 6. So we're going to go through, identify b, y, and x. So the 5 is our base. This x is actually the y value in our formula up here. and then the 6 would be x. So we're going to take those three values and write them in exponential form. It starts out with the y value, so that would be x, is equal to our base, which is 5, raised to the power of 6. So to figure out this x value, we just need to figure out what is 5 to the 6th power. You just type that on your calculator, and you'll get 156.25, or 15,625.